John, it's your first role in animation. How was that? And for both of you, when you do animations, like how do you do your recordings? You're sitting down, you're standing up, you're laying down, and do you act it out also?
Yeah, this was my first, and I very much acted out. It's very physical, much more physical than what movies usually are, actually, I would say, actually. In my case, yeah. But, I mean, obviously that depends on the movie and the character, but, you know, you can be quite limited to what you do physically in a movie. I mean, I've shot whole movies in close-ups like this, so physically you could just be a head and part of a neck and nothing else. But they film everyone recording because they want that physicality for the animators to look at.
So you enjoyed it?
Yeah, very much so.
And you, when you do your recordings?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first animation as well, so it was new to me, and it was physical. Yeah, it was. You're frowning. It is my first animation, and you know, we started this 3.5 years ago, so very much my first. And it's unique as opposed to doing motion capture work, which we've both done before this project. Around about the same time, actually, come to think of it, because I read this, said I was going to do this about just before I think I started on The Hobbit even, so very, very new. And to begin with, no, I wasn't that physical. And then I realised when I saw some of the animation that it was feeding into their process as well as just how the voice was going to spark their imagination. You know, they want to see what it's coming out of, what expression the voice is coming out of. So I kind of went for it hammer and tong after that. And it's great fun throwing yourself around as much as you can while still, you know, directing your sound towards a microphone.
Now, Dave the Octopus, I mean, actually the story is a little sad also because all what he's trying to do to get respect and love. Now, if you give somebody an advice, I mean, obviously he didn't go the right way about it, but if you give somebody advice, how can people get love and respect in a nice way?
I think you have to, I certainly, when I go, say, into a life situation, or which one is in all the time, or a work situation, which certainly I'm often in, I give respect to all my colleagues immediately, and not implied respect. Respect. If after time I find that respect maybe was not merited or warranted, okay, but I'm still not going to take it away, really, because they're a human being. And I am a great believer in the fact that I've directed 1 million plays. If you communicate to actors that you actually enjoy watching them, first thing, that you're very happy to be where you are, and that they are free to pursue their investigations, and you merely confine yourself to remarking on this morning's investigation or this afternoon's investigation, rather than saying to people, do it like this, do it like that, do it like this. I wouldn't direct that way for all the money in the world or any reward I could possibly have, because it's, to me, the opposite of directing. Directing should be that an actor knows they're being watched, and very carefully watched, so you note this and you note that and you note this, but that they're playing the game. When you're a football coach, you don't play the game. The players play the game. You have to make sure they know how to play the game and what the goal is. the last cast I had, say we did a new translation adaptation of Les Liaisons Dangereuses, and had an extremely gifted young French troupe, superbly talented. And we had a great run in Paris and elsewhere, even in America, etc. But sometimes I said to them, you know, you guys, listen, the goal of a football game is not to roll the ball off your tongue and then set it on your ear and then kick it from behind and put it on your head. The goal is to score goals. So go down and score goals. You have all the talent in the world, but quit goofing around and score goals. And
play with each other to do that. Yeah.
But that's, for me, that's what you have to do with actors, is let them use their imagination, which you'll benefit from, generally. But if you tell them what to do constantly, I'm not sure, I don't know if you've ever had this, but have you ever worked with a director who you felt like the film already was finished in their heads?
A little more.
You know?
I've had one experience, particularly on stage, though, with the director, who was all about the effect he wanted us to have on the audience, even talking about the kind of reviews he wanted, and it was deaf.
That's that's alarming.
Yeah, it was a dead end very, very early on.
Because there is no journey there.
No.
There's no possibility of a journey.
Nothing, and nothing shared. It's all just do this and this
do
will
this,
happen.
do that, put your arm here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Okay, that's right.